It's the last day of the year, and many are probably glad to see it in the rearview mirror. But if you have a business, you might feel like you don't even have time to waste on dredging up the past, unless it gives you some great numbers you can use to move more effectively into the future. Well, of course, a business generates all kinds of numbers. The only question is, which ones are best to base our decisions on? Vanity metrics like views, likes, and shares don't translate into sales. They never do, unless you're selling views, likes, and shares. So what does make sense? Well, in our super simple indirect marketing system, there are only two. Stay tuned, and we'll look at how those two numbers light up a system that helps you stay in the moment by recognizing the past and building a brighter future. So before you get pulled into that New Year's Eve party or that Twilight Zone marathon, I saved you a seat. Let's look at a system that only needs two numbers to let you know if you're on track. Indirect marketing. Indirect marketing is like being a comedian. A comedian says something and people laugh because they unexpectedly recognize themselves in the joke. In fact, they open themselves up to the possibility that that may happen. They are looking to have their self-awareness raised, even if they tell themselves they're just here to yuck it up a bit. But the comedian can't make the audience laugh. All he or she can do is set up the joke, deliver the punchline, and hope in a shared sense of humanity. That takes self-awareness, and it also takes situational awareness. So for the comedian, it's all about the number of laughs. For the indirect marketer, it's all about the number of touch points. Each of these touch points is carefully engineered, just like the setup to a joke, and planted along a path of attraction where the traveler is given the conditions to make up their own mind. It's a system that raises everyone's self-awareness, and this is a good thing, because the more you educate your customers, the more they realize where that education is coming from, and the more they value it until you are seen as a visible authority. So there are only two numbers you need to know in this system. The first is completely in your control, and that's the number of touch points you created that year. In other words, how many times did you show up? Most people aren't going to trust you if you just, pop up once and tell them to buy, like a comedian with one joke. Hey, I like the cut of your jib. Want to get married? But if you show up consistently with something that raises the quality of their life, you earn trust. And sales are simply a reflection of that number. The other number is generated by attraction. In other words, the percentage growth of your list over X number of months. If you are attracting new people on a regular basis, then your sales numbers will reflect that. That number can tell you all kinds of things, like what did and did not attract them specifically. Either way, it's a good checkup on the overall health of any business based on indirect marketing. Well, that's it. Look back at your year's numbers and ask, how many times did I show up with a demonstration of value? And how many were attracted by that enough to want more? Because hey, before you know it, we'll be standing here again next year, looking at those numbers and wondering, buttered or unbuttered? Or how can I show up this coming year more consistently and in the best version of myself? Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic New Year's, and we'll see you next time on The Visible Authority.